Well, we are live. Good grief. I've got blue glass on. I've got blue glasses. Why have I got blue glasses? I need different glasses. These glasses are awful. I need new glasses. There we go. Oh, that's better. Blue glasses. Actually, now I've got purple glasses, so they're not that much better. Anyway, how is everyone? Yes, it's gone. The beard has gone. Yep. It needed to go. And you know what? I did it without... Yvette wanted it gone anyway, but I did it just because she didn't know what I was doing, and I just did it. I got my first proper kiss for a couple of weeks from her, which is nice. Yeah, sorry, Charlotte. Just bless you, Claire. Bless you, Claire. But it doesn't mean I can't grow it again. Hopefully the process still works. I'm sure it does. What was this? Hang on. Your hair is white. Your hair is white. Good observation. Good observation. It's been white for about, I would say, on average, I started to go grey when I was 16, to be fair, when I was at school. So I started to dye my hair when I was then, and I used to dye it black because it was jet black before then. And I kind of dyed it a lot until I got to about sort of 35, I think. And I know when I was with Yvette, I just said to her, "Do you mind me stop dyeing my hair?" Because I think for me, I'm not hugely into all of that from a guy's point of view. I think if you want to do it, that's fine. You do what you want to keep you happy. I just want to be more natural. So Yvette said, "No, I'd rather you just be natural." So here it is. And I've been grey now for a long, long time. Happened to my dad. My dad was jet black. And he went grey in literally a 48-hour period. He went from sort of jet black hair to almost bleach white in that sort of time. And the thing is, with my hair, it looks whiter because if you look at the roots, you see, because they've all been covered up because it's so bloody long. Look at it, look. Look like a mad bloody professor. I just can't wait to get it cut. Apparently everything's opening out next week, which will be nice, or end of next week, let's hope. Thank you, Margaret. And thank you, Alison, too. That's very kind of you. Thank you. I didn't know what I was going to find under it, to be fair, because it was what are you doing?
I'm just going to put the cushions in here.
She's putting the cushions in there. We've been sitting outside having a cup of a cold drink. Yvette's just finished off 3 or 4 bottles of wine. Okay, not really. And I've got my drink up here. It's a little drink of it, which is actually quite nice because it doesn't get stuck in my beard. Thank you, my secondary life. And hello. Do you know what? My son is going up to Scotland tomorrow. He's going up there with his girlfriend. They've been up there. She's been over here now for 3 weeks, I think, 3 or 4 weeks. She had to spend 2 weeks in quarantine before they could go out anyway, and it's lovely that she's that they've been managed to go to these places, and so they're off to Scotland tomorrow. So they will have a big hello to Scotland from us, and I love Scotland. Scotland's one of my fave places in the world. My family came from there, that's why. Well, it's not just... You're right, love. Look.
Hello.
Let me just give Mrs. B your hand.
It's only because it's going to rain tomorrow. Oh my gosh.
Hold on, everyone.
Hold on, everybody. There's some more.
Is there more?
Yeah. Sorry, I'm not trying to interrupt you.
There's more. Give us just 2 seconds. Oh, I'll get these done.
Yeah. There we are.
I hate for you to go, but I love to watch you.
Hello everybody again.
Oh, excuse us 1 sec. I'll be back in just a second. Thanks. Right, are you coming back in, Dom?
Yeah.
Apologies for that. For those of you who just joined us, we had a cushion emergency. A cushion emergency. Any news on the Jack the Ripper thing? Yeah, it's coming along. It should be out fairly soon, actually. I'll let you know exactly when. I'll give you a heads up. My partner's going great at 23. He blames me for it. Becky, he could be right. No, he's probably not right. No, I can't say that. That's wrong. Right. Hey, Karl. Oh, MZ. I love you too. I love you too, MZ. That's very sweet. Yvette is her idol. And I love you. Yvette loves you. Watson loves you. Mary loves you. Stuart loves you. Greg loves you. Darren loves you. Glenn loves you. Fred loves you. Even this cup of coffee loves you. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. The beard has gone along with 10 years. Bless you, Rose. Unless you mean the other way. Anyway. Karl, please tell Mary a big thanks for the Crystal InstaShop recommendation. Mine are lovely. You're very, very welcome. I shall tell her that. Hallie says, my mum says a man looks sexy with grey hair. All men are better with grey hair. Just saying. It's just that sometimes, you know, you see some men when they dye their hair and they get to a certain age and they keep dyeing it jet black and you kind of looking at them and think, you look like a matchstick. Somebody should tell them. Where did I get the new clock?
Wayfair.
Wayfair. Gone to Wayfair. Can't remember what it was. It wasn't that expensive, was it? It was about, what was it? I can't remember now. Oh, who knows? But yeah, it's, we've got it on Wayfair. Dawn, hello Dawn, how are you? Gorgeous. Hi darling, what a lovely chair you made, Yvette. It's much more satisfying than buying. Do you know what, Dawn? I wanted to make Yvette one of those chairs because she loves that. Claire Welsh, hello, gorgeous lady. How are you, darling? Both Yvette and I are sending you our love and full support. You know what I mean. You had some man, I hope you're well. Thank you. Very well. Yeah, Yvette's wanted one of those chairs for a long time, and so I kind of wanted to work out how I could build one. So I kind of worked out some measurements. There was a picture of one, and it was one that Yvette said she really liked. And there's a person standing next to me. You going upstairs, Gorge?
I am.
You going to say goodbye to everyone?
Hello, goodbye. Hello, hello, hello.
That's my wife.
Hello. Is there any way you could bring me up my hot milk and honey, please?
Is that a euphemism?
Well, I can't. No. I'm just having a lot of trouble sleeping at the moment, everybody.
Yeah, you get hot milk, a little dash of whiskey, and some honey.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't tell you about the whiskey, darling. Love you, darling.
God, everybody think I'm some sort of lush.
The easiest way to get through life with me. Love you, darling. Laurie, God, hoping to get rid of his beard. It left me with a rash. Where? Anyway. I just wrong. Yeah, the chair. I wanted to get Yvette to make something because we couldn't find. So we got this one that Yvette liked, and it had a picture of somebody standing next to him. And I thought, well, kind of the average size of somebody in a photograph doing that is about 6 foot. So I kind of worked out the size of him, how that would equate to the chair, and I kind of worked out some plans from that respect and did it a little bit freehand. But today I actually did I did a footstool for it. I made that up and it seemed to work all right. I got the wood yesterday and finished that off today, so which was good. Cool, hasn't it? This is Katie. Hello, Katie. How are you, my darling? Cool, hasn't it been hot today? Sending you, Yvette and Mary, loads of love. And those on the chat. So she's sending love to everyone out there. Everyone. Did you get the Black Mass result back yet? No, we're not going to get that result back for probably another week or so. It's only because of the way the edits have had to be and getting things in and getting them sorted. It's a complicated thing, but it should be in about another week or a bit. So hopefully we'll have something to oh, thank you, Claire. Jane says, I was handsome with the beard, admittedly. I'm an ugly bastard now, but I was handsome then. Just for you, Jane. I shall wear one. Natalie, I'm a welcome distraction from college work. Anything's a distraction from college work. What are you doing at college? Whereabouts are you studying? What are you studying, Natalie? It'd be nice to know. How far are you into it? Michael Head, hello, Karl family. Had bad news today. Mrs. Cousin passed away in a theatre, only 21. Too young, much too young. Pray she's with her family and arms of the angels. I can tell you she will be. And Michael, please pass on our best and everyone else out here who's on this page at the moment. Please pass on our condolences. There's no words that can make that right. It's just 21. It's too young, absolutely too young. And please pass on our condolences of her family, her friends. Her parents must be absolutely devastated. I had no words. Yeah, there's lots of things coming. Right, Laura S. What do I think of SLS cameras? Well, we did some strenuous tests with the SLS cameras, and I know some people use them. And whatever I say next, it doesn't make me right. It's only my opinion, which admittedly is born from some very rigorous testing. But if some people like using these SLS cameras, then and you get stuff, go for it. Use them. But the problem with me is I can show you how you can dupe one in seconds. They've got so many foibles that make them, for me, not the right thing to use on a paranormal investigation. That's why you won't see me ever using one. Anything with a reflective surface, even to a point of a paint coating on a wall, and when you put the infrared onto it, it can reflect a light. Any light source hitting that wall can reflect, and it can give you false images. It can make things appear that aren't there, that never were there. And we did it once we did it in one place where we used a door that had a high gloss sheen on it, painting sheen, and that gave so many great results. Just because somebody was standing near it, it was reflecting them onto the door and back off in the dark. And it gave us like time lag. So when they did anything, this thing moved in a really weird way because it wasn't a defined reflection it was getting. It was just more like an infrared shadow. And it was making it look like something was there. We did it with someone with any reflective coating on, even something with trainers. You can hit the reflection on the trainers. It can bounce back as a stick man. So the problem I've got today is with these things is, if they work and you love doing them, don't let anyone tell you that not to. If you afford them, that's fine. But for me, I just found so many easy ways that you could be fooled into thinking that you caught ghosts with them, and you haven't. Any surfaces, and it can even be from dull surfaces. There's a multitude of reasons why it doesn't work. We did a full dossier on it because we sent this to one of the makers of the SLS cameras to say that if you can get rid of these foibles, we would certainly be interested in looking at them. But their point was everyone's buying them. They said, they're working for people, and so they were making money out of it, so they didn't, which is sad because I personally can't put any credence on anything that's caught on one of those cameras, because I know how easy they are to dupe the people who are using them. Anyway, Gwen, hey up, sexy chops. Oh, I do miss the beard already. I do as well a bit, apart from when I'm drinking or eating, because I don't have to keep rubbing myself. Happy to watch you live as I've been tearful today. I'll stop the accent as you it's getting serious. I've been tearful today as a friend agreed 2 weeks ago with me that that I'd put a lot of weight. That Sodom. Don't let that let you down. You're perfect who you are. Don't let anyone else tell you what you be happy in yourself. Remember, all of us, no matter how rich, poor, big, small, whatever colour, creed, religion we are, we're all just passing through. We're all just passing through. So get as much comfort and happiness as you can. Be happy with yourself. You see, when you're happy with yourself, other people are happy as well around you. Yeah, good, Lucy. Karl is right. Stuff them. Teresa, Karl, I was doing my video some time back, scanning my mum's mirror, and an orb passed by the mirror with a face in it. See, these are the orbs I like, and I think we as I've said this before a couple of weeks ago, we too easily debunk orbs. We too easily dismiss orbs. I hate the word debunk. It's just used by people that just haven't really got the intelligence to say anything else. I think, and we shouldn't dismiss anything. We should be looking at it, and we should be saying, right, well, as we did in the early days, we got some great orbs in the early. Some of them probably would have been dust, but we don't know. And I think if you've got a face in there, then it can't be dust, can it? Dust doesn't have face, unless it's got little legs and little arms, and then it runs around. Just thought. Hi, Karl, sent you a link to the Facebook of Elvis and Celine Dion. Yes, I have seen it, and in fact, it's on the official Most Haunted page. Absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. I mean, anything with Elvis in is brilliant. Anything. How is Watson coping with heat? That's from Amanda. Now, poor little Watson, he's just sitting over there. Oh, can you see him? He's over there, look, bless his little cottons. He's sitting there. Now, the problem is with him is it's harder for us to stop him running around early on, and he keeps wanting to sleep outside. And we built him or bought him so many different things to sit outside in that's in the shade, and we got trees and everything they can, but he wants to sit in full sunlight. So that's bad for bulldogs. So you've got to try and bring him in and put fans on him and everything. And he's doing okay. He's very lethargic. He is very lethargic, but he's a bulldog. They are lethargic. Simon Richards, I watched The Fog today. Going to watch the remake of 13 Ghost Snake. Yeah, do. What did you think of The Fog? Was it the original you watched, Simon? Because it's brilliant. Katie Lester, if your hair's not a mess, you haven't put on weight, then you haven't done lockdown right. Do you know what, Katie? If your hair's not a mess and you haven't put on weight, you haven't done lockdown properly. You're all beautiful, warts and all. Be proud of who you are. Karl, have you ever been to Berkshire? Yes, I've been to Berkshire many times. Many times. I love Berkshire. Somebody just said 666 views. The devil. Yeah, if your hair's not a mess and you haven't put weight on, that's actually very good, Katie. You haven't done lockdown properly. I mean, we should have all put weight on, to be honest. I mean, look at my hair. I mean, look at this. I mean, really. Is that any kind of hair to have for a man who's almost 35 years old? Okay. Yeah, Mr. Rice's has blown up as well, which is lovely. We love all that. Can ghosts follow you from other locations? No. Anyone who tells you that is a fool. No ghosts would follow you from another location. The only ghosts that follow you are ghosts that are already with you, and I particularly believe that they are family members who are with you all the time anyway, and then nothing to worry about. If ghosts followed people up to other locations, then nowhere will be haunted because they'll already fucked off with somebody else, won't they? What's I saw something. Emily, what is the most random fact you know? Oh, there's loads of random facts, to be honest. Did you know baby warthogs actually they eat their mother's poo because it's the best way of their stomach to work out the digestion system that they're going to need moving forward when they grow up. Because obviously the poo's got the digestion of stuff that their mother's eating. There you go. That's probably something you didn't know. I'll probably try and... Hello, Heath. How are you? I think... Get Yvette to cut your hair? Absolutely not. No, absolutely not. No, we've been done that. We've had the chat. Yvette and I've had the chat. I love her dearly, but hairdresser. She's talented at many, many things. She can sing, she can dance, she can act. She can do anything. She can put up with me. Cut hair now. It's so nice because usually I'm going, oh, yeah. MZ, Karl, this November it will be 11 years. I lost my son. Oh, I'm terribly sorry, MZ. He was 23 weeks and 5 days young. Do you know what, sweetheart? That must be heartbreaking. 23 weeks. God, I'm so sorry. I really am so sorry. Ruth Weir, hi Karl. Can you wish Robert Toscano and Christine a very happy wedding anniversary? Oh God, these are two of my best friends, and I forgot it was their wedding anniversary today. What crap friend am I? Oh, why didn't I know? Why didn't I know? Happy wedding anniversary to two of the loveliest people there are out there, Robert and Christine. They these are two guys. They started coming on Most Haunted as at the events, and we got chatting and we became friends, and we're firm friends. And normally I'll get a notification, but then again I haven't been on Facebook and social media that much because I think it's fucking poison at the moment. So sorry. I'm sorry, guys. But anyway, happy wedding anniversary. We'll have a chat. I'll give you a call. Thanks to you, Karl. I have my first paid filming job. Well done, Daniel. Thank you for everything. You are my inspiration to me, Karl. Do you know what, Daniel? That is brilliant news. Your first paid filming job is one you never ever forget. Can't remember mine. No, I'm joking. No, I always remember my first paid filming job because it suddenly made you go, I'm actually now getting paid for something that I have been doing for free and would do for free. But you can make a career out of it now. Good on you. James, Laura shaved my hair, then I shaved hers off. Yeah, but can you imagine the shitstorm if I shaved Yvette's hair off? Can you? I was looking the other way then. I'll look right into camera. How are your spuds doing? Are they any bigger? That's from Alex. Alex, I have fairly big spuds. Okay, let's get back to the vegetable. I don't mean me. I mean the ones outside. Yeah, I've got we haven't picked any out yet. We've covered them up, but we kind of covered. We got tired of covering them all up. It got too big. The thing got too big for the doodah container it was in, and so we just got flowers coming out now. Well, not the actual flowers because that's when you harvest them. But anyway, we shall. Laura, I'm getting told off by Laura now. I get told off by Laura a lot. Probably second only to Yvette, to be honest. But that's just me. Bell Bridges, don't you think that Facebook has become unintentionally a bully fest? To be fair, I think all social media is a bully fest. I think I don't. The whole of social media, the idea of it should be a wonderful, strong, friendly thing that is for good. It's not policed properly, and that's across every single social media. There's not one worse than the others. They're all, but they are allowed to be. You take Twitter. I had a little bit of research in Twitter, and you think the whole of Twitter, there's like I think it's 4.4 or 4.2% of the population on Twitter. So you think let's just say 5%, round it up, and give it more than it actually has of the population. So that means that if every single person on Twitter didn't like what you were doing and slammed you, that's still only 5%, under 5% of the population. 95% don't have an opinion or would agree with you. Now, the people, there are people have lost their jobs because of it. People have lost their livelihoods because of it. People have been accused of stuff because of it. TV companies hire people on who has the most followers or who's trending, for crying out loud. Less than 5% of the population, and that's if everyone is on it. And it works out, if you had something like, I think it's 100 followers, 100 likes, it's 0.00000012 of the population. That's if 100 people like your post or 100 people dislike you or what you've said. So it makes you realise, screw them. But it's poison. It's become a poisonous place where people are too afraid to say anything. I know people with blue ticks that are good friends of mine who certainly over the past few weeks have been wanting to say stuff, but have been too scared they may lose their job. Certainly ones that work at the BBC, because these people know that the BBC will sack them because of what Twitter says, not because it's mainly because the BBC doesn't have any opinion whatsoever apart from Twitter. The first thing they do to work out how they're going to feel that day is see what's trending on Twitter. And I've got people who present stuff on mainstream television are too afraid to actually put what they truly actually mean and feel because they're afraid of the backlash. I don't really give a shit. So because for me, if somebody doesn't like what I say, this is my front room. If you follow me, just don't follow me. If you don't like what I put, don't read it. Don't be so bloody stupid. Grow up. But Twitter and most social media, they don't do it. And people are allowed to bully. You have people commit suicide for what people have said on Twitter. And yet nothing is done to those people. Absolutely nothing. And yet if you aided in the death of someone, you get put in prison. You tell me what's right and wrong. Anyway, that's my, Anyway, Sophie, I've started a resin business. I wondered if you would be interested in merch for Most Haunted Experience events. Ooh, did I coast some sample keyrings? I could DM me a pitch. Do you know what, Sophie? Have a chat with Jenny. I'll have a chat with Jenny after this. I'll give her a call. Tell her you're gonna contact her. Contact her through the Most Haunted Experience page, and have a chat with her. And we'll have a proper chat about it. Oh, if we can help, we will. Any place of work? I think any place of work. Oh, I've lost that one. I think, the problem is so many people are unkind to each other. If we all just loved one another, do you know what? At least that's. I've been saying that for years, and it's true. It's one of those things that funny enough, I was just talking to William's girlfriend earlier today, and saying that because she's from America, and we were saying about the problems over there and the problems over here. I think every single one of us, when we go to bed and we've had a good day and everyone's been happy, you've been happy, people have been nice, you've been nice, everything's nice. We can. You go to bed happy, you sleep better. And yet, if you've had a bad day or people have been rude to you, you go to bed miserable. And we all know it's much nicer to be happy. So why can't we just be happy? It's in our power to be happy. But the problem with, you will never get happiness from social media. And the reason being is there's so many cowards out there that haven't got the bravery to say things to your face that they say online, but they get away with it. And they can have so many different fake accounts there, and just say stuff because their own lives are so boring, so mundane, so empty that they have to try and screw with other people's. I will never understand why people just can't love each other. I really don't. It's in our power to do it. But the trouble is, social media it's the end of freedom of speech. People are too afraid to say what they freely want to say. So that's the end of freedom of speech. There is none of that there. It's where the minority, just because they shout louder, are heard over the voices of the quiet majority. And that's not good. That will only create upheaval and unrest in future, and then no one's happy. And I think, social media should, in my opinion, be shut down. It really should, because it's not good. It really is. When people, I mean, you got Katie Hopkins had her account taken down with, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, I'm not really that interested in that sort of stuff, but I think it says something, 75,000 people signed a petition to have her stuff taken down. And, I've never looked at her page. I don't know what she does, so I don't know I know what she stands for, which isn't what I stand for. But, there was obviously a reason that her page was taken down. However, there are people out there who have been hounded to their death, and yet their pages aren't taken down. Now, don't you think their pages should also be taken down? They should be banned from ever going on social media, because they are actively out there aiding and abetting the death of somebody else who needs love, not hate. Anyway, I'm going to stop going on, because I could go on about that for ages. I really could, because it's something that is dear to my heart. Because just down the road from us, here a few years ago, there was a funeral going on, and a lady came out who were fans of the show with her two daughters. Her daughter and her daughter's friend. And she said hello, and sort of kind of fancy seeing you here. And it was a bit weird, because obviously it was a funeral. But I said, how's your, she said, was it someone close to you or family member? And they said, no, it was a young 15-year-old girl. Was she 15 or 13? No, I think she was 13. I think she was only 13. Who went to one of the schools, one of the girls' schools in Sandbach, and or went to a school in Sandbach. I'm not sure. I think it was I can't remember now. And she was being bullied, and according to the two girls I spoke to, they said the reason she was bullied was because she was always happy, and that the people didn't like it, and they kind of bullied her. But the bullying carried on when she got home. So she didn't even have a respite when she got home, and she hid it from her parents. Obviously, it took such a degree she hanged herself. And apparently she did try to go to the school, and this is what I was told. I was told she went to the school, and they told her that she needs to grow up and sort it out herself. Another person there said they needed the tell three before me rule, where you're supposed to go and tell three other people before you go and talk to one of the teachers. Obviously, 3 people wasn't enough, because she hanged herself. Now, I put this on Facebook, or on Twitter, because I was absolutely disgusted. I thought the school should have done more, and I still think the school should have done more. But they, funnily enough, I got a call from the police support officer, not the actual police, but a support officer, who said that they had complained about my tweet. And I said, what about my tweet was incorrect? And they said, absolutely nothing. And they said, you've done nothing wrong. So I said, well, why are you calling me? And they said, because they've asked me to. I said, well, you can tell them when you go back that I'm doing a documentary, not just on them, but on bullying at school, which I am, and I did, and it's complete, because I don't think the school did enough for this girl. I said, it's my opinion, but I'm going to do a lot of research. And the people that I got in response from that tweet from the area all agreed with the tweet, and they asked me if I'd take the tweet down, which I refused to, because it was correct. And so what I did do, though, was I copied the tweet and repasted it just to put it up to the top again. But that's what you get. It's, you've got to spend your time in helping these people, showing them love, not hate. Sorry, I get going. Yeah. Karl, can you tell Jimmy, my nephew, to take me a cup of tea? I love that you make the balls, that you have the balls to say what you think, hence make the balls. Say what you think, hence why I give you a Twitter shout out. Jimmy, You need to go and give your Auntie Katie, a cup of tea right now. Right now, mate. Jimmy? No. Not in a minute, now. No, now. She'll make you one next week. It doesn't matter if you don't, Katie. It'll all be done by then. Right. Where did your angle of intimidating, antagonizing ghosts originate from? I don't know. I think it was, we were at one place, I can't remember which one it was, where we were just doing the normal asking out, and we had a oh, Jenny's on. Hello, Jenny. We had a we didn't have much going on, and we were asking our individuals. So I just started to go, oh, come on, do something, show yourself. Come on, you worthless piece of, and a door slammed. So I think from then it's gone from, because we did it that time, it's just gone more and more and more. And I get a lot of stuff. Both Stuart and I do when we're doing stuff. We're getting a lot of stuff. Jenny. Right, Mrs. Sarah Green, I know what you're talking about. My daughter went to a nursery. And the school you are referring, she's always full of life. Yeah, it's. Well, what I thought with all of that, instead of trying to stop people from telling the truth, what they should do is try and organise themselves so it doesn't happen again. And maybe they have done, and I hope they have. You know, don't ever apologise for saying sorry. This is from Gwen. We have freedom of speech. You should stand up for a local MP. Do you know what? I wouldn't last 5 minutes, and you know why? Because I tell the truth. Nobody in politics would want anyone to tell the truth. I mean, could you imagine? Because I certainly would be using water cannons. Anyway, I know you can't do it as an MP, but could as Prime Minister. I just think we should love each other. Stop arguing. Stop fighting. Stop using violence in in any kind of protest, because you lose me as a supporter of any kind. I don't care what you're supporting. If it's violence you're after, or vandalism, then yeah, I've gone. I was bullied at school. I'm now 32, and it still affects me. And I absolutely believe that, Rebecca. I can see why people kill themselves sometimes. The pain of the past is worse than the pain of suicide they suffer. Yeah. Do they have a no bully rule in England? No, we don't have a lot of people stand up to bullies. I mean, when I was at school, I did my best to stand up to. I remember one incident where, I mean, I was lucky in a way, because I did a lot of martial arts from an early age, so I kind of could sort of look after myself in a way. I mean, one particular instance, there was a young lad who joined the choir, and our school wasn't a school that really had a choir. It was a really rough old school. You would just, if you got home without seeing a fight, being in a fight, or witnessing a fight, or heard about a fight, it was a good day. I mean, our maths block got burnt down, for crying out loud. Teachers used to get beaten up. So that's the school I went to. Anyway, they had this. They thought it was a good idea to have a choir, and this one lad went in there, and he was getting bullied by 3 or 4 guys. I remember standing up to him and taking on these 3 or 4 guys. At the time, and he was, I'm going to give up after this. I can't do it. No, he's like, no, you can't give up. And he did. He kind of looked at me a bit as a mentor, me as a mentor. But I always used to try and support the downtrodden in a way, because there's lots of them at school. You know what it's like. If you don't fit in, you can have an awful time. But so yeah, and I think we should. Why not? Why shouldn't we? We've got people on this planet who need help, and why can't we help them? Why do we have to? Why do we have to be nasty? I'll never get it. Right. Like of the Underworld. How are you? Good to see you again. Or read your doodads again. Just watched Dudley Castle episode. Did he ever go at you for standing on the... Yes. That kind of happened. she did for quite a while. And funnily enough, when we went there even more recently, well, before the lockdown, obviously, with Most Haunted Experience, she actually said, "Don't you go standing on that wall." The problem is, I didn't tell her I'd done it. But when it was on, everyone on Twitter kept going, "Oh, I bet Yvette's not going to be happy with this. I bet Yvette's not going to be happy. Oh, that won't like this." And she was going, "What? I mean, I'm not going to like it." And I said, "Oh, nothing. It's just me." And then, of course, she turns it on. And I'd forgotten. I'd replayed it a few times. So, yeah, I got told off. But hey, what's new there? What's new there? Michelle Rowe. I was bullied from age 12 to 14. The only reason why I stopped was because the ringleader moved away. I saw her 4 years later. She apologised to me and gave me a big hug. I felt good. Do you know what? It's actually good when somebody can do that. But yeah, that's and hindsight and is a hard, you know, is a, when you're in here today, you do look back and think, well, I got through it. But at the time, the actual fear of going to school and going through this stuff, I couldn't bear it when I knew people were going through that. And yeah, they would be at home crying because they were afraid to go to school the next day. And I, you know, I was never at school. I was a bit of a clown, but I couldn't help but look after those I possibly could. You know, I just don't see the point. But it's usually the weak that bully, and unfortunately, that old adage about clench your fist and punch him as hard as you can in the nose without looking at it. Personally, I'd use the elbow because it's even closer quarters and it hurts a lot more. You'll bust their nose, but they won't do it again. But they get things different now. When I was at school, you used to have a punch up or a straightener in the playground, and it was done. You didn't get somebody grabbing a knife out and carving their initials on your cheek, or stabbing you. You just didn't. I mean, it happened, but it was rare. Anyway, Katie, if you have been a victim of bullying of any kind, please contact my friend Dana on Bullies Keep Out on Twitter. Good, yeah, that's if you get hold of Dana on Bullies Keep Out on Twitter. Have a look at that, because you should do. We should all stand up to it, because these bullies don't know what they, what they can. I mean, this is one of the things. Bullies have never bothered me. That's why people say, "What the fuck they like about me?" I don't really give a shit, because I know who I am, and my friends and family know who I am, and yeah, and the people like you guys that matter, you know who I am, and it doesn't bother me what anyone else says. The only time it would bother me is if it were true, and therefore it doesn't bother me when people are dicks. Right, Hazel Armstrong, film on a mobile phone of bullying by gangs is. Do you know what, Hazel? That's a good thing as well. You're right. I see. I still, Gunnar Rigby, when he was decapitated or murdered and decapitated on the streets of London, which was an appalling act. And yet everyone was quicker with their phones to actually film it than they were to call the emergency services or jump in and help. Now, if they jumped in, I know these guys had knives, but people with knives, 90% of people with a knife don't know how to bloody use it. They really don't. One of my training things was with weapons. And trust me, it's so easy to take a knife off of someone if they're not trained to use it. It really is. And even if they are, if there was 10 of you and only 2 of them, they are not going to kill anyone else. You can diffuse a situation so quickly, so easily. But they were cowards. Every single one of those people who were filming that, and I've said it then and I'll say it now, you're cowards, and I wouldn't say you're as guilty as those 2 doing it, but you should be held accountable for your actions by trying not to stop it, because that's the trouble. You see it all over the place. You see people with their phones. They'll film something that is appalling to watch just so they can stick it on the bloody, again, social media for people to comment on, so they get a few more likes, and yet somebody else's life could be ruined or taken. It's just ridiculous. Anyway, again, that's me on my soapbox. I just think anyone who filmed something when they could have helped out, I think they should be held accountable too. That's just me. Right. If You and Yvette were to have a cozy night in and a takeaway. What takeaway would you guys have? Well, I have to say, we've not had a takeaway for a long time, but we don't really have a lot of takeaways, to be fair. If we were, we've got the most wonderful Indian restaurant in Sandbach called K2H. It serves the best Indian food I have ever eaten in my entire life. I think they have another place in either Nantwich or Northwich as well. But anyway, if you ever ate there, it ruins you for other Indian food because you just think this is just superb. So, and they've obviously before the lockdown, but about a year ago, I guess, a year and a half ago, they started doing takeaways, and that's where we would have takeaway, curled up on the couch. Jimbo74. Hey Karl, hope you're well. I was a victim to bullying when I was growing up. I'm 45 now and it's affected me all my life. By the way, keep up the great work. I'm most haunted. Me and my wife always love your show. Thanks Jimbo. That's lovely. It's hard to hear when people were bullied. And I remember a bully at my school. I won't say his name, but he was an absolute tosser at school. He was just one of these horrible little crap heaps that, anyway. And he did his fair share of bullying, but he had his little cronies. But his strength was his brother. His brother was always in and out of detention centres. And one time this lad was our school, was in detention, and we, Borstal, the detention centres they had for naughty kids. His brother was in one of those at the request of Her Majesty, and he actually broke out of it when he heard his brother was in a detention at school, after school, for being naughty. He broke out of the detention centre, went in and dragged his brother out of the detention at school, and then went and handed himself back in. Lunacy. Just lunacy. I caught up with him about, it must have been about 15 years ago. No, longer than that. It was before I met Yvette. So, must have 25 years ago. And I hadn't that long won my title. No, so it must have been about 30 years ago. Yeah, I hadn't won my title. So, I was fit as buggery. And all I heard was this bloke go, B.E. B.E. I thought, who that? Anyway, it was him. And we had a long old chat. And he actually said he was showing all these scars on his hands and his face. He looked then, he must have been, I don't know, I suppose we were late 20s, maybe mid 20s. But he looked about 50. And his head was, and he just said, I can't go out. He said, every time I go out, he said, somebody has a go at me because I used to bully him at school. And he said, they've all got bigger now and they're bigger than me. Because he wasn't a big lad. He was broad, but he wasn't a big lad. And of course, his brother, I don't know what his brother's doing at the moment, but his brother ain't readily handy anymore. And no one gives a crap, because that's sort of silliness. These people are big when you're small, but when you get bigger, they ain't big anymore. And I just think it was sad because, he showed me this big scar on the back of his neck. And he said, I went into one of the pubs. He said, I don't even know what happened. He said, all I remember, he said, I was having a drink. He said, and then I woke up in the hospital. And apparently someone had come up with him, realised who he was, and hit him over the back of the head with a bar stool. He had another time where he ended up in the river because somebody saw him. He was an absolute sod at school. An absolute sod. And rammed the car towards him. And he had to jump out of the way. And you want to live the rest of your life. So that's what bullies get when they're older. People grow up. Right, Katie, as you said, made my tea. Jimmy made my tea. Oh, Jimmy, good lad. Well done, Jimmy. You made a tea, that's good. And I tweeted, bullies keep out info to you. So I've been tweeted, but if you're on my Twitter account, have a look and you'll see that that's on there. So it's bullies keep out, all one word, capital B, capital K and capital O. But check it out because it's worth... what goes around comes around to the bullies. It's absolutely the truth, and karma is the best. I remember when I was fighting, and And I remember there was a guy a couple of years older than us at school, and he was a bit of a bully, a bit of a cock, and I remember I was in competition, and I had the opportunity to fight him, so I couldn't wait, and I please don't take this the wrong way. I'm not blowing my own trumpet, but I was kind of okay at fighting, so I sort of asked around with him for a couple of rounds, just slapping him, and I wouldn't actually punch. I just slapped, and he was getting so annoyed. I was just slapping him, and then I knocked him out in the third round. But it was a lot of fun. ISS Discovery Radio top chart. Karl Lee from Caerphilly, Wales. Hello Lee, how are you, mate? Interesting note, bullying of any kind is bad at school. I was bullied too, by the way. Bullying happens in the workplace as well. You're absolutely 100% correct. It says bad. Peace, everyone. Do you know, Lee, that's a great point, because people think that when you finish school, it does. Now, I've never noticed, I've never been a part of any hearing of any bullying at the workplace directly. I've known people who have been bullied, and a lot of the time it takes them straight back to their school days, and it can force people to commit suicide. It really can. It can force people into a deep depression. It can force people to have anxiety. But what you have to do with any kind of bullying is, not many people are going to stand up and punch them in the nose, because the trouble is with a lot of bullies is they're clever, not generally in life, but they're clever in not getting aggro themselves. So you'll end up punching them and they'll have you fired. But you have to stand up. You truly have to stand up for yourself, and go and talk to your management. Go and talk, and because you've got to remember, bullying is illegal. They have to. Your workplace has a duty to do something about it. I employ a lot of people, and I know that. I have I have 7 companies that I run. So, and within all those companies, I employ different people. So I know the fact that what I have to do, or what has to be in place for my HR, if somebody comes up and says they're bullied, no one has at this point, but there's certainly a system in place to deal with that, and you can't let it go. You absolutely can't let it go. Right, I went to Tatton Park this weekend. Huge land to social distance, and we went through Sandbach. I went to the chippy there, best chippies there. You went to the chippies. Ollie, I write record music to cope with bullying. It works. Do you know, Ollie? I actually get that. I really do. And I because sometimes you have to have creative output to help, but you need to stop the bullying. The bullying's got to stop. You shouldn't have to cope with bullying. You shouldn't have to live with bullying. It should just stop, and that's what we all have a duty to try and do. How's my shepherd's up? Absolutely fine. I've got loads of stuff to put up on this about the just the stuff we've caught. I have to say, when I put the stuff we've caught on my little camera that I've left outside, it's not it's not like a Hugh Friendly Witness program. It just bits put together when it's actually caught an animal going there, maybe just a bird. And I'm not going to do a load of narration over it, because the last thing you'll hear is my bloody voice. It's just going to be loads of stuff, but it's great just to see those little, we've got badgers, we've got foxes, loads of rabbits, literally loads of rabbits, which is great. Tiny little bunnies and stuff. Anyway, hi Liverpool, how are you? I miss your hut and Dracula. I get down there quite a bit. I don't usually stay the night as I used to a lot, but I do get down there a lot. I love it. It's just, you feel kind of so close to nature, and you get all the frustration of the world can kind of go away for a little bit, which is nice. This is from Katie. Being disabled, I've always been bullied. And that is a discrimination as well. And people forget that because you're disabled. and you're bullied, that is discrimination. And yeah, neither of those are acceptable in any way, shape or form. I became not a victim, but stronger than any coward's bullies, thanks to Bullies Keep Out. Now, obviously, Bullies Keep Out is a great thing. Now, Katie, you are clearly an extremely strong person, and you're right. You're stronger than those bullies, and you got through it. And the thing is, people will only bully you because they have a weakness within themselves, and they're frightened of you, and they're frightened of your strength. They're frightened of who you are because they don't have what you have. I mean, I don't know what your disability is, but whatever it is, your disability is something that scares them because they know for a fact if they had that disability, they wouldn't survive. And you are all the stronger for it. Hi, Karl. This is from Schmaz. Oh, Schmaz Nails by Marie. Obviously, that's your company name, Schmaz Nails. Are you Marie? You must be Marie. Anyway, hi, Karl. Do you like football? If so, what team support? I can't stand football. Absolutely can't stand football. I know. I know I'm a bloke, and everyone goes, "Oh, blokes like football." No, they don't. I think it was because when I was younger, my brother was a Tottenham fan, and he was so much into it, that he couldn't. If Tottenham lost, I was about to say we lost. If Tottenham lost on a bloody Saturday, the rest of his weekend will be absolutely ruined, and I don't get it. I don't. So for me, I thought, well, surely you don't want to. You work all week, and then you have Saturday, and your weekend's ruined by, I don't know, 4:30 or whatever it is on a Saturday afternoon because your team's lost. I mean, you wouldn't go out, you wouldn't go for a drink. Sunday, he was a miserable old sod. I mean, he's generally a miserable sod, but I mean, so if anyone asks me, I mean, my dad used to support Middlesbrough, so I suppose it would have to be Middlesbrough or Tottenham. Although I don't think I've not seen it. I mean, my dad wasn't the type to take us to football matches and all that kind of stuff, so I never went out to one. And the weird thing was, my uncle Cliff, who was huge man, absolutely huge. He was one of these guys that used to have to duck to come in the door. Yeah, thick head of black wavy hair, just huge man. And he always used to say if he ever saw Middlesbrough when at home, he dropped dead on the spot. And he went to see Middlesbrough with his son, I think. And I think he was only 44, something like that. And anyway, they won. He came home and dropped dead in the kitchen. Not that that got anything to do with me not liking football. It's strange. Karl, how close are we to live events? Did somebody say something about Dick House? Oh yeah. Have you had any ducks in the Dick House yet? That's from Laura. No, but no. I was going to reverse that, but it wasn't going to work. No, I've had some dicks in the duck house. Gwen Nuttall. I've had many jobs in the past that ended due to bullies. My bully at school apologised to me years ago, and it made a difference. I now work for Amplifon. Amplifon Hearing Aids, sorry, near Harrogate. They are a fab company. Well, that's good. Always remember, though, bullying, doesn't matter what they tell you should do, whether it's this R3 before me, which is a load of absolute crap. You should talk to your bosses at work and certainly talk to your teachers at school. And I know people go, oh, I'll get the shit kicked out of me even more. It was like that with our school, but you might take a bit of a kicking. But the next time they get in more trouble, and it stops. And it's better to have it finish over a 2 or 3 week period than have it for the rest of your life. That's not for everyone, obviously. Most schools do their best to tackle bullying, but the growth of social media has made dealing with it so much more complex and difficult, despite the best efforts in the majority of cases. Do you know what, Leona? I agree with you. I think probably they do, and I think schools have a very hard. It's a very hard time for schools because, when I was at school, we had the cane. We had corporal punishment. You could get slapped on the arse with a big old slipper, or a trainer, or as I say, a cane, or a rule. You get it across the hand. They used to throw blackboard rubbers at you, for crying out loud, and slap you on the back of the head. And I know people go, you can't do that now, but what that gave us was boundaries. So at school, our generation knew that you actually have boundaries. This is why now, unfortunately, you have so many people who don't have boundaries, and the last sort of 2 generations haven't got any boundaries. They don't know what it's like to actually pay for what they've done, or know there's consequences to their actions, and that's why you get these prunes, graffitiing over walls. You get these people just rioting. You get these, and they are. I love the term prunes. I mean, I used to love prunes, but they make me. I mean, I know they're there to make you go and have a poo, I guess. But I love the term prunes because you look at a prune and it's kind of not neat. It's neither here nor there, is it? It's a dried fruit, or dried plum, but it's not even a plum. It used to be a plum. See, a plum's a juicy and succulent. These things are just, a prune is just a dried up old vegetable, dried up old fruit. And that's why I like to call these people prunes. Dried up little bits of fruit. And the inside of them is rock hard. It's like the stone. It's just hard. No understanding. Yeah, so anyway, that's why they got it. And I just think if we had a bit more, but the schools can't do that anymore. Crying out loud, we can't. Schools even look at a child. A teacher looks at a child in a different way now, then gets sued, and it's absolutely bloody ridiculous. And I think a lot of schools are at fault. Yes, they are. A lot of teachers are at fault. Yes, they are. But a lot of parents are at fault too. And I think you've got to, the parents are too quick and easy to go up and have a go at a police officer, a teacher, because they could kept little Johnny or little Marie into detention for being naughty. When I was at school, if I got into detention, my mum and dad I was scared crapless of telling them. They'd gone ape shit for me when I got home. They wouldn't have a go at the school. They'd have a go at me for embarrassing our name at the school, which is the way it should be. So teachers can't win, and I get that, but that's why you're ending up with riots everywhere and people rioting, and a lot of them don't even know what they're bloody rioting about, or they don't understand the cause of what they're doing. They just want to have a bit of aggro. Told me if I wasn't happy, I could always find work elsewhere. Well, Alex, just to let you know, that's illegal for them. It's gross misconduct, and I know that for a fact because because that's part of what you have to do. You have to take account, because if you did take this, someone was such a point and you went home and did something daft, they're held accountable too. They're complicit in it. You're certainly compliant in it. So whoever told you in HR, it's illegal for them to do that, and that is gross misconduct, and you could have their job for it. So I would go to your bosses, forget HR, go to your actual boss and tell them what HR did, and or get a lawyer. They can be expensive, but a lot will do these things for free for the first half an hour and send a letter, and they will be begging you for forgiveness. They have to, because it's wrong. I got a raw across my legs for screaming in the toilet. It was only last week, Dawn Butch. Yeah, but Dawn, you deserve it. Can I just say though, Dawn, you probably wanted that to happen. Come on. You were probably dressed in leather and you had an 8-ball in your mouth. I can say this because I know Dawn. It was 10 years ago. I got my revenge. Good on you, Alex. I just annoyed when people don't. Is Captain Crunch a Hammer film? Yes, I think it was. It was an attempt to bring in a younger person, because they tried to do it a few times to bring in somebody younger to take over from Peter Cushing, because obviously Peter Cushing, wasn't going to stay young forever. I mean, when you think he was 46, I think, when he did his first Hammer film, so he wasn't a youngster when he started. But he and they did with a few different people. The problem is you're never going to find a replacement for Peter Cushing. He didn't need replacing. But I just think that everyone seemed to lack that for him. They lacked. He had a class on and an ease that people just didn't have. The best direction of a bully is to be happy and successful. Yeah, I couldn't put it better myself. It is. Getting in the crosshairs of a sniper rifle isn't too bad either. That was a joke. That was just just a joke. Karl, have you seen Event Horizon? If so, what do you think? That's from Lee. Do you know, Lee, I have seen Event Horizon. I quite liked it, to be honest. I thought it was a good movie. I thought they could have done more with it. But that's, I can say it about anyway. Everyone's a critic. But I thought it was a good film. What do you guys think about corporal punishment? Do you think it should be brought back? Just a thought. I don't mean the abuse of it. I don't mean you take a kid and make his arse bleed. We're whacking it with a cane, but because a lot of it was humiliation as well. We're not. It was that point of if you thought you were a tough nut at school and you were bullying kids, you could. They would cane you in front of the year, which kind of it took away your power. And I know people go, it made me feel stupid. Yeah, but what about people you bullied, dick? You deserved it. And I do think they should bring back. I personally think they should bring back corporal punishment. Then again, I think they should bring back capital punishment. But that's just me. Please go back to your love shack and give us a cooking lesson on your stove. Do you know what? I might do that. Do you know, Angela? What I'm gonna try to do is see what I can find in the wood to cook, and see if I can cook something that is edible in there. I'll try and do it next week. See if I can find something edible that will actually work, and that'll be quite fun. Alex, can't wait for PM. Do you know what? I'd love to be the PM. I think I'd upset an awful lot of people. I'd make sure every single cyclist had to have insurance. And their bikes had to be MOT'd. I'd make sure I certainly wouldn't allow. I would make graffiti on public monuments an imprisonable offence. I would bring back, if I could. Well, actually, we can now discuss capital punishment again, because we weren't allowed to discuss capital punishment while we were a member of the EU. And so, when we come out of Europe, we can actually discuss bringing capital punishment again. So if we could, I'll bring that back. But I'll bring that back for paedophiles, rapists, and child killers, and and people who category 1 murder, people who actually go out there for the reason of killing someone. I do that. Anyway, enough about my manifesto. Right. Chop their hands and bits off. Don't you think it would be good, actually, if you got a rapist or a paedophile, like, let's say pedo, you get them in a room and you just you let the dad in first, just for 10 minutes, but then you give them the mum, you give them just a razor blade and let her go in. She ain't going to need 10 minutes. And she'll do worse than anything anyone could possibly do. I'm pretty sure of it. Yeah, anyway, that's me. Right. lots of right. We just a couple of people are just overstepping the mark. They're not being nasty. They're just overstepping the mark. So. Yeah, well, you know, Michelle. So I was just reading that because I couldn't work. It was in grey. Yeah, that's what we were saying. I mean, no one would every single person that would, if you attack their kids, that'd be fine. And just letting people know, there's a few things coming out. We're just going to get rid of some dickheads. Bye, dickhead. Right. Yeah. We're just hiding some people because they're being a bit silly. There's some people putting some stuff on here that it's not all bad, but I just think it's not right for this. This isn't a political forum, and I get why a lot of people are putting what they're doing. It don't take me a couple of seconds to get rid of them, so it's fine. I'll just get rid of all this. Remember, I don't care what you're writing if it's political. I mean, I guess I've been a little bit political, but so it's my forum. So we just get rid of them. It takes me only a couple of seconds to get rid of. Do you know what I love about it is you put them in timeout like a little naughty kid. Oh, crumbs! I keep doing the wrong ones. I hit the head. Somebody asking me if I'm Jewish. None of your damn business. People start off nice, and they just become silly, and then they get thrown off. Or we block them when it finishes, but don't worry, Prog Track. I am getting rid of them as they come up. It's just the people to being dicks. But anyway, what else have you got? Oh, Dawn, hang on. Sorry, Dawn. There we go. It's very easy. You just report these dicks. Anyway, what else have we got? Yeah, do you know what we are? We are hoping to film again very soon because we've got obviously with these the lockdown sort of coming down a bit. There's a lot of locations we're allowed to go back into, so we're starting to get ready. So some locations are allowing us back in to film. So we will be filming them soon. So well, that didn't work. Oh, yes, it did. I think my internet's a little slow tonight, which is a bit sad. Have you been back to your hut for the night? Love the last live. Do you know what? I don't I haven't. I've been back down there, but not for the night, because it's not a it's not I've got a nice bed here. I have actually you know what? There's lots of dicks on here, aren't there, tonight? Well, I'm not going to get rid of them all. I'll just report them all later. But can you give my daughter Tracy Ellen Butters a shout out, please? We love the Most Haunted Show. Hello, Ellen Butters. How are you? Karl, maybe idea to stop the stream and restart. Yeah, I could do this. Oh God, I can't really be bothered. I mean, don't forget, don't let these dickheads. I mean, that's all they are, dickheads. You've got to remember, sort of trolls and all these people. They're generally less intelligent than most other people, and that's not me saying it. That was they actually did a survey on it, and yeah, bless their little cottons. Yeah, they've got nothing else to do. And do you know what? I'd rather be on here than being out there on the streets, upsetting people that actually matter, that they can upset. You know, because let's face it, who gives a shit about them on air? Oh, that's easier. Yes, David, you are dickheads. Bye. It won't take long. Oh, don't let them. They won't spoil their lives. You only spoil it if you let them. They're all cocks. I'll just do that. It won't take long. Stay with me. We just keep going. I mean, obviously, there's a little group of virgins, big fat virgins out there who've run out of their Marlboro Reds and their Tenants Extra. Which is quite funny. Oh, bless you. Bless you. Bless you, Hayley. Haley. What because my niece is called Hayley, see. So when I go, it comes out from her. Please explain stone tape theory. Yes, well, stone tape theory is you've got to remember that obviously everything we see isn't necessarily the spirit of a dead person. So stone tape theory is where the building itself at the right point at the right time, almost the perfect storm, that it can replay what it's already seen. So potentially it could even replay me sitting here at this table, you know, through this. So if someone was walking past, they could see me sitting at this table at 4 a.m, say, "Oh, I saw someone at the table." And that's all it is. So it's not necessarily a spirit of a dead person. It's a replay. It's a replaying of what they are, of what they've seen in there, and that's what I think we caught. Katie, look, I was watching crap. Most of family, yeah, of course. Katie, don't let them get to you. They're just being dicks. You just got to live with dicks in life. Just don't let them get to you, Don. It's not worth it. It's really not worth it. Let's do that one. Let's. Are they using light on most of the events? Yeah, we'll be coming back to doing some stuff at some point. So hopefully you'll we'll be able to tell you something very soon. Let me put it that way. Social services make it hard to discipline. Yeah, do you know what? You're absolutely right. Social services do make it hard to discipline. And that's really the problem, because you've got if you and the trouble is with any kind of discipline, if you put in a discipline of a for example, corporal punishment. So if you do cane someone, or you do put that out there, you literally got a someone will potentially go over the top, and that's why it's hard, because in itself getting rap across the knuckles is nothing, but getting 5 or 6 rap across the knuckles is too much, and that's the problem with it. You'll get too many people having a go, and basically that's why it ruins it. You can have something that works, but people are just ruining the whole thing. And that's why it's difficult. That's why social services do have a difficult job, and I feel sorry for them. We miss you in Cornwall. Do you know what? We miss Cornwall too. We love Cornwall, as everyone is tired of hearing. Yeah, I've got a lot of dicks on here tonight, haven't we? Wow. Wow. Quite funny, really. Wow. Wow. I'm loving it. Well, I'm not loving it. I just think it's fucking hilarious. Shit, are they off license closed or something? Are they closed? I'm sure they must be closed. Gay saunas. Gay saunas are shut, aren't they? And like, these guys will probably be hanging outside there to have a go at people coming in and out of them. That's bless. See, these are the cowards. You see, these are the cowards that are they do this because they're too frightened to do it to your face, so they do it on here, and that's where they're just little. It's quite strange. It's quite strange. Wow, look at them. Wow. Anyway, you guys are intelligent enough to stop to read the shit that comes up. These dickheads are doing. Like I say, bless them. I quite like the idea of that, doing the app next time. Wow. Yeah, I never knew there were so many dickheads. Obviously, what they're trying to do is get the shut down, which is fine, because fuck it, I'll set it up again later. And it's bizarre. It is absolutely bizarre. See, they will all have fake names, and that's how cowardly they are. Horrible little shits. What are my thoughts on the moon landing? Do you know what? I'm in two minds. There's a part of me that thinks I'd like to think that they were really 100% true, but I kind of there's a lot of there's so much saying that it wasn't real, it didn't happen, and I think I met Neil Armstrong once when I was in Turkey filming, and he was pretty rude actually. To be fair, he's quite a surly chap, but he just said, "I will not talk about the moon," which was the first thing he said to me. And I said, I have no idea who you are, because I just thought that's a dickish thing to say. I said, why would I want to talk about the moon? He said, I'm Neil Armstrong. And I think, no, I think it's fake. What do you guys think? What do you think there? What do you think? Tell me what you think. Because I'd love to know what you guys think. Did it go? Do you think it happened? Do you think it happened? Let me know. What do you think it happened? There's so many conspiracy ideas, though. That's the thing. Do I believe in hypnotism? Do you know what? It's a weird thing. I won't say which show, but I worked on a hypnotism show, which was absolutely 100% fake. Yeah, when we were going for the break bits, the people weren't hypnotised at all. They were very good actors. However, there have been moments where I think there's a famous case that stopped stage hypnotism for a while, certainly hypnotism on television. So I think, shout out to Ian, he can't wait to meet you. Hello Ian, how are you? Ian Davis, can't wait to meet you too. We'll meet. So I think, I can't remember what I was talking about now. What was I saying? What was I saying? I can't remember. Anyway, whatever it was. Oh, no, Moonlanders. We've done Moonlanders. Got any more investigations coming from London? Hypnotism. Hypnotism. Thank you very much. Maybe I need a hypnotist to actually give me a boomf. But there have been times where I think there was a situation where a guy hypnotised some people on stage, and one of them was I think he said something like, you're now 7 years old and you're in your room playing or something. And what one of these ladies had done was she had, unbeknownst to her, she had suppressed these memories of being abused when she was 7. So of course that all came back, and it went nuts. And she, it all came back, and it destroyed her life. And I don't quite remember. I'm not going to say what happened to her, because I can't quite remember, and I don't want to give the wrong story out. But I'm pretty sure she sued the hypnotist, which I don't really think was his fault, to be fair. He wasn't to know. But it stopped stage hypnotism. So if that's the case, then it has to be real. What do you? I've been hypnotised as an onion. Strange. Ooh. Oh, thanks, Bonnie. That's lovely. So it doesn't take as long to get to get rid of dickheads, does it? It's a little bit of a. I mean, there's another one there, but we'll get rid of him. Put in the cock. But they're gone. But yeah, anyway, it's coming up for past anyway. Mystic the ginge, the ginge. My brother Alex with the beard met you in London. My brother Alex with the beard meet you in London. Do you say we met in London? Not sure. But yeah, I just think, yes, we did meet in London. Okay. Sorry, mate. We did meet in London. Where were we in London when we met? Or your brother Alex? Nice. Do you know what? Don't forget you met Yvette's hot milk. I probably would have forgotten Yvette's hot milk. She does like it. She does like it. And I like it. Right, there we go. The tombs, do you know, the tombs are fantastic. Thanks, Dawn. The tombs are fantastic. Can I congratulate Liverpool on the cup? Liverpool have won a cup, apparently. Well done, Liverpool. have a mug instead. Is that not? What cup was it? I'm so don't know anything about football. What cup was it? Was it a tea? I don't know. Anyway. Yeah, the tombs are fantastic. Absolutely love the tombs. We've had loads of stuff happen in the tombs. It's oh, hang on. Karl, could you please wish my daughter Danielle a happy 21st birthday for Tuesday? She's working so hard. She's so hard working at mine and my son's career. Do you know what, Danielle? Happy 21st birthday for Tuesday. I know it's Thursday. I think then myself. Happy birthday for Tuesday. I hope you have a lovely day. And you deserve it. You deserve it. Oh, they won the league. Does Kevin Keegan still play? I've just dated myself, haven't I? Does he? I don't know. I have no idea. I'm really bad. I wouldn't know. Oh, there's lots of people. Shout out to Linda Riley. I'll make a day. Linda Riley, love you, doll. Love you, Linda. I think we have something special. Am I a naked sleeper? I am tonight, defo. That's a secret I'm going to keep. I'm going to let you think. What do you think? Do you think I'm naked, shorts or pyjamas? Or full winceyette? And don't diss the winceyette. I've just seen that, Rose. You just think my screen. Well, Premier Cup they won. Keegan called aging me. Right, okay. The Premier Cup. That's a good cup, isn't it? It's a good cup. Yeah. Good cup. Good cup. I have no idea what the Premier Cup is. It used to be a First Division Cup. No, the League Cup. Oh, I don't know. I'm not even going to pretend to know. I just don't know. Please press the thumbs. Oh, bless you, Rachel. Premier League is the top in the UK football. Sorry, Jackie. I'm shit. I'm really shit. I know not. I just don't know anything about football. I mean, I know there's a goal at each end, and you kick one thing and the other, and I think if you're good at it, you can get paid like 500 grand a week and fall over and get carried off within the first 10 minutes of each match or something like that. I think you can do that and then get sold to America for like 130 million and not really play many games and make an absolute fortune. I don't know, something like that. Who knows? Tough advice responding to me is from Gwen. Much love. Thanks, Gwen. It's an absolute pleasure, my love. Right. Yeah, we're gonna nip off now. Thank you very much for tonight. I really do, and thanks for the thanks for sticking with us. As a Spurs fan, congratulations, Liverpool. Yeah, well, as a Middlesbrough Hotspur fan, whatever I am, congratulations, Liverpool. I'm actually making light of it. I still don't know what they are, but well, I know the football team, but you'll have worked hard to get that trophy, and well done to you. And I'm glad for all the Liverpool fans out there, because it's always good that at least they're happy tonight. Yeah, well, I'm off to bed. Let's not worry about the dicks. I'm sure they'll be back again, and all we do is battle through it as we normally do. And that's kind of it. In a way, it's a good thing. It just shows you ignore bullies, just get rid of them, and they disappear, because they're all, let's face it, they're all cowards. and most of them are just dicks. They're going to wake up dicks. They're going to be dicks all day, and they're going to go to sleep dicks. Anyway, love you all. Got to go because Mrs. Beattie needs her hot toddy, and my bare face will be with you next week. Love you loads, and hopefully we'll have some good news for you at some point about events and everything soon. So good night, everyone. Loads of love to you all. Bye bye. Thanks for joining me. Bye.